Okay, if I could get everyone to kind of wrap up the conversations and turn your attention up here so we can get things started. I'm Mark Packer. Once again this year, everyone else who they called to do this said no. So I'm all you got. I would like to go ahead as we get things started. Can you believe this is the 14th annual of this event? And it seems like we've been doing it for a lot longer than that, 14 years. Let's go ahead and get Dennis Stevens up here to bless the food and the drinks that all of you have already consumed.
Thank you. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for this event. We thank you that it's the 14th year that friends have gathered to raise money for the UT Cancer Center. We're thankful for Dr. Bell and the work he's done in the past. And thank you for the tremendous team of doctors he's put together to carry on this great work to help literally thousands of people all over East Tennessee and beyond. Father, we're thankful for the Coleman family and what they did 14 years ago after the tragic loss of their son Stephen to put this together, to turn that tragic event into something very, very positive. We're grateful for Steve and Brenda, for Landon, for his wife Kristen, for Eliza, and for Max. And thank you for the Coleman family and all they've done to help. We just know that you love us and that you take care of us every day. And we just pray for all those that are struck with cancer. We pray that these good doctors can do all they can to save their lives. Father, thank you for all you do for us. Please forgive us of our sins. Thank you for this good food that we've consumed. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Well, first off, thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's a kind of a neat little setting. Everyone just standing around, just kind of hanging out, having a good time together. You know, the older that we get, and I see a lot of familiar faces here every year, the more we understand that events like this, kind of what they really mean and how important they are. The legacy that we leave when we're gone, what is that legacy? What did we do with the gifts that God gave us? And I'm so thankful to get to be here each and every year. This is really an honor for me. So tomorrow morning, registration begins at 7 a.m. Let's get some business out of the way. 7 a.m. registration begins. There is breakfast. There is the Travis Matthew trailer that's outside, which I'm going to hate that I miss. That's one of the coolest things, to get to go in there and get a bunch of free stuff. I hate that I'm going to miss that. They will have raffle tickets, 3 for $20. Make sure that you buy those raffle tickets in the morning and support this great cause. 8 a.m. sharp is the tea time. I thought this is one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life. They said 8 a.m. tea time and 12 lunch. Have you ever seen a golf tournament that goes exactly 4 hours when you got a bunch of hacks out there? There's no way. There's no way that happens. So I'm going to change this. Lunch is at 12:30, and then 1:30 sharp is the afternoon tea time. Okay, quick little story before I get Landon up here. Hey, everybody don't laugh at him, okay, because he pulled his back. So we're going to have him a little chair here, and he's going to sit and talk to everybody, okay? So when this started 14 years ago, there weren't any goals. Okay, there were no goals. There was no what do we hope to achieve by this. Landon said as he got into it, he started thinking about, as they started trying to come up with money for the fellowship, in 2016, can we get to $500,000? Well, 5 years later, they got to $500,000 by 2021. So what's next? What's the next goal? Simple math. The next goal is $1 million. Well, here we are right now, and the number's at $724,000. And we are now in year 9 of this effort. So you do the math and you look at it and you say, that $1 million is kind of coming into focus. I think I know somebody whose picture is up here in multiple places who would be more than proud of his brother and his family and every one of you to even think that there was a chance of reaching $1 million in his name. If anything deserves a round of applause, that's it. So Landon, come on up. You may need some help. There's a little girl right there I think would love to help you if you'll let her. It's unbelievable. You walked away from her. Okay, here we go. You're going to sit down here like the old man that you are. And here you go.
Thanks, Mark. I'd love to get up here and tell you that I hurt my back lifting weights or catching my son's bullpen, but I've been over to plug my phone up at the house. So, as Mark said, we're at 724. It was just a vision of my family, but it's you all that have done the 724. And like I say every year, it's a big thank you because it really is touching lives. I was on the phone today with a contractor over in Knoxville talking about going to UT and how great the doctors were, how great the oncology was. And it's just a tribute to you guys of y'all's reputation, but it's also you guys helping supply the financial need for this program to work. And it's a big thank you to you all. For the golf tournament tomorrow, I know the weather looks questionable. Tony Cook talks to my brother every year. I think they got it worked out. It's going to hold off to maybe 5:30 or 6. My brother also must have talked to my son Max and said, don't go to graduation. There's too much pressure on your mom for graduation and a golf tournament. So he's decided to just be the beer cart man tomorrow instead of going to graduation. So. And I want to thank my workers at Anderson Lumber. They've picked up some slack since I've hurt my back on Tuesday to get some stuff going for this golf tournament. My wife, Kristen's helped out a lot. My daughter, Eliza, she's put on my socks and shoes today and gave me a haircut. And my son, Max, he's gone to the lake with his jet ski with his girlfriend to check it out. So I guess that's how he's helping. I want to introduce some of the people from UT. I'm not the professional like Mark Packer, so with East Tennessee language, I apologize if I get your name wrong. We got and please stand up because it is, I'm really honored that y'all are here, and they need to know that you're all the ones that are in the program doing this work. I got Dr. Omar Al-Sharif and his wife, Sophia. I got Dr. Glenn Balch. He's the new medical director at UT. I got Dr. John Bell sitting over there. I got Dr. Tim Pinella and his wife Deb, and he's the fellowship director of all this mess. Susan Stennett. Neil Drown. I got Dr. Evan and his wife, Kelsey Davidson. Dr. Evan was in the first class of the fellowship, and he's hired, working there full time. So the program is working like it's supposed to, and that's the way we want it to work. We got Dr. Jared and Emily Reed. And Dr. Warner couldn't be here tonight, but he's going to come tomorrow to the golf tournament. So please shake his hand and welcome him to the fellowship. I'm going to let Dr. Balch say a few words about what's going on at the medical center, and the new guy gets a few words.
I might need a chair too.
Have that. I can't. No, I got a few more words.
Thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's been an honor
to take the baton from Dr. Bell. I'm surprised at how many people don't realize what it takes to be an academic medical center. It is a very unique mission. It's a duty and a responsibility. And there's basically 5 parts to it. I like to talk a little bit about it because people don't really understand what it takes. So one is we're supposed to provide the most complex care to cancer patients. We're supposed to do high impact research. We're supposed to help provide care to people that can't afford it or don't have access to it. We're trying to provide more access to people, especially in the rural communities. And then education, training the future generation of oncologists. There's going to be a shortage of, just in this year, it's predicted to be a shortage of over 2,000 oncologists in this country just in 2025. And so in the next 5 years, that's going to grow exponentially to somewhere around 15 or 20,000 medical oncologists that will be short of. So it's a crucial part of our mission. And the thing is that all of that costs a lot of money to do, and we don't make a whole lot of revenue off of those things. So it is financially a big challenge for us. So you guys are helping us with the educational, just one part of our academic mission, and it's a big one, to help provide the future care of cancer for this country and this state. So we appreciate that. Thank you for all that you're doing to help us with that academic mission, and we appreciate you being on that mission with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Eliza, will you bring that brown bag, please? It'll take me 15 minutes to get to it. Thank you. The last thing I want to do tonight is Tailgating Against Cancer wants to honor somebody that supposedly has retired. But I got some information from the hospital, and it says he is a professor in the Department of Surgery instead of was. So I guess they just can't get rid of you over there. But Dr. Bell, I'm going to just read something about him. I hate doing speeches with notes, but this man's got so many accomplishments that I'm going to read this. Dr. Bell is a professor in the Department of Surgery, Division of Surgical Oncology at the University of Tennessee Medical Center, Graduate School of Medicine. He joined the faculty in 1988. I was in Little League. At which time he was recruited to build an overall oncology program that encompasses multidisciplinary patient care, basic, transitional, and clinical research, and educational programs targeting the community, students from all healthcare disciplines, residents, fellows, and faculty. During his 36-year career, he has been able to accomplish these objectives, as well as build the University of Tennessee Medical Center Cancer Institute into the region's preferred and largest oncology program, now consisting of over 70 specialty fellowship trained faculty members and over 450 team members covering the main campus as well as 5 satellite locations. The Cancer Institute at UT Medical Center is now the largest single site provider of cancer care in the region. His commitment to raising charitable benevolent funds to support the growth of oncology programs, services, and equipment span 3 decades and is unprecedented at UT Medical Center. Initiatives include the Bragg Cancer Research Endowment, the Mobile Mammogram Unit, the Breast Health Outreach Program, and the Stephen Y. Coleman Medical Oncology Fellowship. Phenomenal growth under his leadership include the establishment of an oncology pharmacy, a dedicated inpatient cancer unit, a health program, a hospital-based office of clinical trials, the transplant and cellular therapy program, the dedicated Cancer Institute building, patient navigation and financial support programs, oncology, genetic services, clinics, and conferences. During his career, he has received teaching, community service, career development, and healthcare hero awards. With over 50 peer-reviewed publications, he continues collaborative funded research projects with colleagues at the medical center, as well as the main campus of the University of Tennessee. Now here's your amazing stat. While doing all of this, he's performed over 15,000 surgeries. And one of them is my Aunt Billy. Dr. Bell, will you come up for a second, please? Love you. We want to get you a little gift. And I'm not a plaque man. I don't like plaques that get dust on the wall. Nobody, I mean, not very purposeful.
Alarm clock, so I don't sleep too late.
You can open that up. So that's a putting cup. And I know with all your grandkids, you can't get to the golf course all the time, so you can practice at the house. And Beverly, when she takes you on all your trips, you can take that with you in that pouch, and you can still lay in the room and putt and work on your golf game. You can open it. That's the mark when you make it to the golf course. But something you can't see on that from where you're sitting, it's a goat. So the place I bought this from is called Seamus Golf out in Oregon. And the reason they put those goats on there is to attribute for a golf course called Sylvius Ranch in eastern Oregon. And that golf course uses them for a caddy. They carry up to 6 golf clubs, a dozen golf balls, and 6 drink cans, which in this crowd wouldn't be probably enough, along with a few dozen peanuts for themselves. And they say these goats epitomize hard work and a good time, which I think describes you. But that's not the reason I bought it. GOAT stands for the greatest of all time. And that's what people in East Tennessee and across this world, if you've touched, means to them. So you're the GOAT.
I'm not prepared to make any comments, so it'll be brief. Mark is taking the microphone at me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a very simple person. Self-proclaimed, simple-minded. It's all about patience. And anything and everything I've done in my career was about patience. Not about me. The stuff just ends up happening. And like the Coleman family, it's all about a vision. And I sat down when I first came to East Tennessee. For those of you that don't know, I'm a transplanted Alabamian, but I'm happy to be here.
Welcome.
I'm grateful to the Lord that He sent me to East Tennessee, and I mean that from my heart. Never by wildest dreams would I imagine we were able to accomplish what we did. But there's a lot more left to do. And as the Coleman family has dedicated this to healing and raising money to train tomorrow's doctors, you heard Dr. Ball's comment, we're short of specialists to take care of people. And especially if you don't live in a large community like Knoxville, if you live in one of our surrounding counties, you don't have access to these people. So this mission of education and research and finding answers to why we have so many cases of cancer and how to cure it and find it early, all those things, we still have a lot of work to do. So thank you, Landon, the entire Coleman family. I'm so grateful. We started out, now we're good friends. We go to dinner and enjoy each other's company, and I'm so grateful for that. My wife, Beverly, and our 3 daughters have been so supportive of these 100-hour work weeks, but it's all been worth it. So thank you all from the bottom of my heart.
Great job, bro.
I'll tell you a quick story, and we'll get to the main event tonight. Welcome to the Boom Boom Room, by the way.
Lock the door.
Just so we're clear, lock the door, last man out. As many of you have heard, my mother-in-law passed away of cancer 6 years ago, and I'll never forget the importance of the oncologist when you're a cancer patient. She was in the hospital, and and I'm going to screw the phrases up, so forgive me, all you experts. This is like preaching to pastors. I think she had encephalitis, and her brain kind of went into a little bit of a fog. And her oncologist came in, and she was saying some things that were a little unusual, that were just kind of out of character. And when he came in and he stood at the foot of her bed, and she looked at him, she said, "There's my doctor. I love him." And I remember we were like, Mimi, and she said, "I love him." And the importance of the oncologist is so critically important. Now, what I'm going to tell you, a quick story here that's going to take 2 minutes, is not important. Ron almost cost me a career. And I've known Ron since he came into the UT campus. He was a lanky kid, couldn't make a free throw, wouldn't shut up, and nothing's changed. So this past year, we were doing a Rivalry Thursday football game that night on TV. And I got a message from a sports media outlet in California that said they were going to do a story on me, that I had said a sexist phrase on TV a couple of weeks ago. And we just freaked out, because you never know in the media, the way that it is today, just, what could happen? What's this about? And so our daughter calls, she's 32, 33, I guess, and she calls to these people in California and says, "What's this all about? I'm going to protect my dad." And she's been going through kind of a nasty divorce, and they said, "Well, an anonymous man let us know that your dad made a sexist phrase on TV during the Greenville-Alcoa football game a couple of weeks ago." And so she said, "Well, where was it?" And they sent the YouTube link, and they time-coded it. And so we were all sitting there as a crew before our game looking to see what in the world that I had said. And so we looked at it, and our sideline reporter was a girl named Casey Funderburg, and she was interviewing Eddie Spradlin, the head coach for Greenville. I hope that's not me. It is. And so the coach during the interview got all just flustered. I mean, he got flustered as he couldn't even talk. So they tossed back to me in the broadcast booth, and I said, "Well, to steal a line from former Tennessee basketball player Ron Slay, Eddie Spradlin just got a little discombobulated." That's always been his phrase that I remember, is discombobulated. It's supposed to be discombobulated, and it just slipped out. I didn't even mean to say it. So we all laughed about it and just moved on, but you almost cost me a career. So welcome to the Boom Boom Room. Shut the door. Here he is, Ron Slay, who, if he was in the NIL age, God only knows what he would have demanded.
I appreciate you guys having me. One thing about Mark, he said we do go way back, and you can tell he's losing his vision, because he said nothing's changed. My mouth hasn't. But if I turn to the side, that long, lanky kid is long gone. I understand that, man. But one thing before we even get cranked up, changing the mood just a tad bit, a little bit of entertainment. Doctors. Whew. Where would we be without them? Especially right here in Knoxville. Especially right here. I remember one time, I'm in Italy at this time, playing for a team called Varese. It's right next, about 30 minutes from Lake Como. And we're in practice. Got a game on Saturday. It's Thursday. And I empathize with my guy Landon about this. I'm going down, regular layup, take off and jump, and my back locks up in the air. I fall straight down, and it's over. No movement. Like one of the things that you better have together is your core. As you see, I don't. I'm not active no more though, so I don't need to. But one of the things is your core. So I don't know why it was weak or whatever, but we go about a month. Now, over in Italy, they want you to play. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They'll bring somebody else over in a heartbeat. You'll go out to practice and somebody be sitting in the stands and you'll be wondering, why is it another American here? Like this don't add up. It must be for me. But so it went about a month. They would send me to the witch doctor. I did. Yeah, it got weird. I mean, I walked in the room and there was candles lit. I had to go behind a little apron. I told the manager, hey, man, come on, let's get out of here, man. This ain't got nothing to do with healing me. So I went through a whole process. But I remember the relationships that you build. And I called back home. Knoxville is home. Chad Newman. I always give him praise. He's on my Mount Rushmore because I don't make it without him. Chad, my back is messed up, man. I got to get back home. They trying to do surgery over here. I'm not trusting none of these Italian doctors. I've been to the hospital. Everybody gets to walk in. You don't need no insurance or anything. It's not saying not political or nothing, but just saying. I wasn't cool with everybody being able to walk in like that. That's all I'm saying. So they let me fly back home. I come to a game, Dr. Matthew. Walk in, he telling me, try to touch your toes. I bent over, tried to touch my toes, couldn't move. He said, come see me tomorrow. Did the MRI. Next day, he got me in there. Right as soon as I got up, a little bit after the anesthesia wore off, he told me to bend over, touch my toes. I could bend straight over and touch my toes. I was like, man, I've been over there for a month trying to see witch doctors, almost lost my job, all kind of stuff. So, Landon, I understand. That back thing is real. I ain't going to use this chair, though, but I will say, man, it is a real thing. You talk about the getting together and the fellowship. Like, that's what we actually had. Mark may not remember this because he was discombobulated. You see, I know that word now. I'm on TV. See, I done practiced that word a couple of times. I know it now. So that's what we had. We had fellowship on our team. Like, we were a unit. Now, our coach, you may walk in and see him at the bar or something at that time. Shout out to Jerry Green. But together was what we were. You know, we fed off of what the football team was doing. And when I first arrived, football team was coming off a national championship. Got one of my best friends in the house, Bobby Graham, one part of that national championship team at University of Tennessee, number 11. They don't get there without them big catches from my guy. So we saw that. I saw that. Lady Vols, rest in peace, Pat Summer, they were coming off championships with an S on the end. And I'm looking at our guys, and, you know, it's the summer. We coming in, and guys not really together. Now, we had 5 freshmen that came in. Me, Marcus Hayslip, John Higgins, Harris Walker, and Terrence Woods. Now, with that group, Harris Walker was a Mr. Basketball out of Chattanooga. Terrence Woods was Mr. Basketball out of Memphis. Marcus Hayslip was runner-up for Mr. Basketball out of Lewisburg. John Higgins was the only outsider from Shaker Heights, Ohio, but we accepted them. That's what we do. We volunteer, we open our arms up, let them come on in. As the good doctor said, coming from Alabama, he understands that. He welcome with open arms. Even got a gift tonight. But the other one was me. You know, so we came in and we were going to challenge it. Now, I'm coming from where I come from in Nashville, and it's about family. And all I grew up with was football guys. John Henderson is one, Buck Fitzgerald, Reggie Riley. So I know what championship pedigree looks like. I'm coming from Oak Hill Academy, where we just won the national championship, mythical national championship, but we were USA Today and all of that. Some legendary Coach Smith. So I'm used to being put with guys and trying to figure it out and having some fellowship about it. So we get there, we practice, out there playing pickup in Stokely, no longer there. Any kids in the room, and you might think it's a dorm, but it wasn't a dorm. It was a hot box. And we used to get to it. But after that, after we practice and scrimmage for about a week, we go to the locker room, and after we sit there, we talking. I'm like, man, I'm about to go hook up with Big John, some football guys. They looking at me like, man, what you doing that for? I'm like, dog, one, you know they just won a national championship, don't you? Like, whatever they doing, we need to be doing. Like, I don't care what if they partying late at night, if they going to school, if they're in the tutoring program, whatever they doing, we need to get that blueprint. Them Lady Vols, they doing the same thing. We need to find that. So I will say this, and this ain't tooting my horn, but I do feel like we were able to bring the basketball and the football team together. And I think our success was right off of that. You know, being with those guys in the summer, because one thing they did do is work hard. Like we partied hard, but we worked hard too, all the time. Great leaders. So that kind of trickled down to us, and we were able to have some great success with those 5 freshmen. One of the things I'll never forget, we were going to Memphis. It was Memphis versus Tennessee. That's it. It's a rivalry going. We know what it is. Coach Kyle is down there. It was hectic in the tunnel. Now, why would you have 2 teams that are rivals coming out the same tunnel? They ain't got nothing to do with me. All I'm doing is what I'm told. Locker room that way, I'm going that way. They coming out, well, we got to say something. You know me, my mouth gonna get going. So I told them, we about to spank y'all down here in the pyramid. It's real simple. It's real simple. Now, kids cover your ears, but I told them, you can make it easy for us, where you can drop your pants a little bit, or we'll pull them down for you and spank you. Either one, they didn't take that well. They didn't take that well at all. So first half, we get into it. The boom, boom room, like he was speaking about, was the paint. It was a physical area, and you can't get out. The door's locked behind you. You got timeouts ain't gonna help you. Coach ain't gonna help you. CJ Black, I never forget. It was a jump ball. Jump ball. The guy tried to rip the ball away from CJ Black. And CJ, I guess, from Chattanooga, didn't like that. So he pushed him in the head into the stanchion. So I'm like, uh-oh, I'm a freshman at this time. Whoa. I know how I'm supposed to respond to this. I've seen the football team, remember. I'm cool with this. Now let's get it on. We down here in Memphis too. So they broke it up. Halftime come, they sent us to the same area, to the same tunnel at the same time. Man, you need an act of God to break us up in that tunnel. Nobody got ejected or anything, but it was a nice tussle. But that fellowship, that bond that we have is still today. And it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that at all. So that's what I'm saying. Like when you see a blueprint or a foundation, something like this that's going on, it's not a surprise, especially in Tennessee, to see people gather. And like the doctor came up and he was shaking his head when he was getting the award. We don't do it for that. We don't do it for that. We do it for our brothers. We do it for our sisters. We do it for everybody that's coming together because that's the true fellowship. That's what it is. Now, I get an opportunity to talk about basketball on the SEC network. Have a good time doing it, too. We're trying to bring fellowship there. There was a lot of talking this year, and I was happy to do it. I told Coach Barnes at the Big Orange Tailgate, this was before they signed Nate Ament. I told him, if you don't hurry up and get somebody so I can do some talking, like I'm giving praise to Bruce Pearl, Nate Oates, like everybody. Like, come on, man, I need my guys to come with it. And he signed Nate Ament. Boy, you should have seen that text thread. Woo! So I say all that to say, make sure you tune in this year. I'm gonna be talking a lot of trash. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. Man, I've had a lot of journeys. I had a gentleman tell me that he looked at my resume. To catch you up, I left here and I played overseas for 14 years. Went to Turkey first, Istanbul, Turkey. First, let me tell you this. I get to Istanbul, Turkey, coming from the University of Tennessee now. All-American. SEC Player of the Year. We packed the gym out. Tennessee fans come through. It's home. I'm loving it. Now, ain't nothing like this in the world. You hear me? I would have traded all them 14 years to get 4 more years. I can promise you that. I get off the plane. First of all, there is no terminal. You get off the plane, you getting off the plane. Like, I'm looking around like this is my first time overseas now. I don't know if this is the way it's supposed to go. But, okay, I'm going to do what everybody else is doing. I'm going to follow the leader. So they walk on in, go to the baggage claim, grab my bags, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, everybody leaving. It's just me. I don't understand nothing they're saying at all. So everybody keeps walking out these double doors and not coming back. I'm like, man, maybe I'm supposed to go out there. Let me see if I can peek out there and make sure somebody out there for me. So I look out and listen, man. I'm ignorant to it. I ain't understand the culture. There was a lady out there fully clothed like a ninja. And I said, wait. And she had a sign. I said, nah. Nope, I'm not going out there. I've seen too many movies for me. Hey, and I'm telling you, I'm not going out there. Not with my bags. They can forget about that. Big black guy with the ninja. No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. So they ended up getting me there, man, in Turkey, and it was different. It was different. It was a culture shock. I wasn't ready for it, but I had no choice. They dropped me off at my apartment with my bags, gave me the keys to a car, and told me we'll see you at practice tomorrow. I'm like, how? Well, who's guiding me? Like, I ain't got GPS. I ain't got none of this. So I'm in Istanbul, Turkey, and all of a sudden, the next day, I get up, get ready for practice. I'm sitting in the car, and I'm like, why would I just take off from a secure location, my apartment, and just take off riding trying to find the gym? That don't make sense to me. So I turned it off, went back upstairs. They get a knock at the door about an hour later. I look at the people. Ron, you're supposed to be at practice. Broken English. You're supposed to be at practice. I'm like, man, nobody guided me to practice. I'm not there. So we went through that. Finally got it together. Come back, go to the G League. It was the D League at the time in Asheville, North Carolina. Played for the Asheville Altitude. Good to be back home. So many Tennessee fans came up there and supported us in Asheville. Well, supported me in Asheville, supported the team too, but they came for your boy. Yeah, which was cool, which was super cool, So we do that, win the championship. After that, I go back to Tel Aviv, to Israel, playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv. Good time, man. Americanized. It's a different thing right here. I can get this one. Got some American food, TJI Fridays. Me and them had a relationship like no other. I leave in the middle of the year and get an opportunity to go to Italy. So once I go to Italy, as soon as I get there, I have to get my paperwork in before like January 1st. So Mr. Cerruti, I'll never forget him. Mr. Cerruti, I was going Casale Monferrato. Mr. Cerruti sent his plane to come get me. Now, mind you, we were busing everywhere when I was in Israel. This man sent his jet to come get me from Israel so I can beat the deadline to get back to Italy to sign my papers. I was like, ooh, now this is what I'm supposed to be. I know I ain't in the NBA, but if they sending jets, I got to be doing something all right. So he was on the board for AC Milan. If you're familiar with football, soccer over there, that's a big club in Milan, Italy. I get there, sign the paper, shake his hand, appreciate it. They put me up, nice condo, nice car. I get there the next day, we got to get on the road. So I got them on bags together. I'm thinking we getting in this van to go to the airport. The jet wasn't there no more. We in two vans traveling across Italy, 7-mile trip to go play a game. I was like, whoa, this ain't it. But, I got engulfed in the culture. It was the closest thing for me to the South because they're family oriented. Everybody's open arms. If you can get a family, I have 2 families over there still that I stay in touch with. They keep trying to get me to come back. I mean, dinners, oh my gosh, it's 4 hours. So you talking about 8 to 12? Have you ever seen anybody finish? I tell you one thing, you'll never go to Italy and finish a dinner before 4 hours either. I can promise you that. It is different. So had an enjoyable time, played there for 8 years. After that, I went to France for a year. Didn't like it. No, didn't like it. First game, I'm a guy that gets the crowd hype. If you ever had an opportunity to see me play, bless you. If you didn't, they got a couple of clips on YouTube. I'm getting outdated, but they got a couple still hanging around. Go check it out. I get hyped for diving on the floor. It does not matter. It's supposed to be an experience for you guys, just like it's supposed to be an experience for us. And I felt that. So I'm going to entertain y'all while we playing. That's all good. I get over there in France. First play, get a dunk. I'm running down the floor. Get up. I'm telling everybody, get up, let's go. And everybody was looking at me like, oh, this boy is crazy. The heck is wrong with him? So after the game next day, the GM calls me in. Calls me and sits me down and says, you were disrespecting our fans. I said, by doing what? He said, you can't tell the fans to get up. Why would you command the fans? I said, what? It was a dunk. Momentum had shifted. Why would they not get up? They should have been telling me. They should have been hyping me up. So France was a different crowd, man. That wasn't really for me. I made it about 5 or 6 months over there, and I got ejected out of the country. It was over with. So I went to Portugal, Lisbon, Portugal. I had a great time there. Went all over. Spain, Huelva in Spain, Seville. Had a good time. Spain and Italy were my 2 favorite places, man. But I say that to say, man, there's no place like home. Anytime coming back here, regardless, like I told you, 14 years pro, made some cool money, made some good connections, made good friends, families, so forth and so on. Got to see the world, and it changed my perspective. And that perspective is, like I just said, there's no place like home. It's nothing like coming here for a football game, a basketball game, a fundraiser. Like the love that you get here is second to none. I was telling the guy, Chaz Lanier, who just had a pretty phenomenal season. I coached him starting his sophomore year at Ensworth High School. So I'm on the back channel working him. Like, come on, man, you got to get to Knoxville, dog. I'm telling you, this is where you're supposed to be. Mind you, he's from Nashville. I'm explaining to him, if you go up there and do what you're supposed to do, 1 year, all you got to do is look at Dalton Connect. Beloved. Just do what you're supposed to do. Came up here, made honorable mention All-American. I think he had a great season. We wanted to go further, but the goal and the bar was the Elite Eight, without question. You just ran into a tougher team at that time. But I say that to say, you're taken care of. You're taken care of. You're welcomed in any room. And I can't say that for everywhere. I know SEC is different. But with it being an everything school, that's really what it is. I can't say it's more love for football, more love for baseball, whatever it may be. Everybody's loved, and that's how it's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go, and it's going to continue to go that way. Thankful to you. We're going to keep passing it down generation to generation and continue the fellowship. Great calls. Landon, I don't know if you're going to do some abs to get yourself together for tomorrow, but we will see. We'll understand that. I think the beer cart, your son, I think I might hang with you, brother. Think you got a good job tomorrow, man. It seems kind of fun to me. But I would love to open the floor to any Q&A questions. Anybody have any questions about a career, about anything else, life as it goes? Single parent household, that's what I grew up in. 13 brothers and sisters. Yes, wow. It was wild. Yeah, and I was the oldest. So you had to set the bar. But I will say, man, everybody stayed out of trouble, so the bar was set good. The bar was set good.
Ron, I would like to ask you what your thoughts are on NIL right now in sports, and how would it have been different when you were there, and how would you play it?
Wow. I tell you what, I wanted to come back before NIL. But looking at NIL, man, I'll come back right now. I ain't got number 2 times up the floor, but I promise y'all it's gonna be worth it. I promise you it's gonna be worth it. I do think, man, that student athletes should get paid. No question about it. I think when you look at it and where the margin is, it's only right. Now, I'm also a fan of you have to do something to get paid as well. Me coming out of high school with a big old check and I haven't done anything, that's not, if I'm walking into that situation, that's not fair to Zakai, who's paid his dues. Not fair to Jemai Meshack, Grant Williams, Admiral Schofield, the list goes on for a guy to walk in. But that's the world we live in. Hopefully they get some parameters and do it quick. I would have loved to do it. Oh, man, Tell you what they say, Nico was missing autograph signings and things of that nature. I would have been everywhere. Y'all would have been sick of me. Man, what's Slay doing in the grocery store over by the ice cream? Man, signing whatever you need. We're going to test it out. You don't need no test dummies or nothing no more. I got you, brother. Let's go. But I do think it's a good thing, man. I wonder how, when they put the parameters on it, like how will it go? And will they kind of make it an even playing field? Because it's not even. You know, I mean, we know it's been going on for years under the table and things of that nature. But the way we have it right now, it's wild, man. It's the wild, wild west. And it's a little unfair the way it is. So hopefully we can see it at a level playing field. You get a cap on it and continue to be able to thrive. One thing about it, though, we do have college basketball 4 or 5 years ago. We were talking about, man, the competition level is not there. Guys are bolting and going to the NBA at 18, 19. Well, guess what? We got the other end of the spectrum. We got guys 26 years old still hanging in college. Like, so that's my thoughts on NIL. Give it to them. Give it to them. Hopefully you put some good with it. God. You want me to leave myself out? I tell you, man, I think wow, that's a tough one. I would say my top 5 would be, I think you can't go wrong with picking Bernard King. One, like this man, anybody that would probably Earl right when they hear the sound of Kentucky, I'm going to give him number 1. Like the man didn't lose to Kentucky. So, I mean, that's beautiful. So the level he played at, I would give him 1. I would definitely give Chris Lofton. I give Chris Lofton 2. Yeah. And more so, not about the game, because that was the work that he put in, but who he was off the floor. We didn't really get to see that in this back in the day with Bernard King. Like you had to read it through the media, guys like Mark. Mark was still covering him way back then. I know y'all wondering, he probably sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber. He still looked the exact same, y'all, I promise you. But this is the thing, man, like he didn't have to deal with that. Chris Lofton had to deal with that. And then to fight through cancer and not say a word, that's next level, man. Because the taxing practices that you're going to have, and when you're a leader, it's never about you looking at people, but everybody's looking at you. And so for him to be able to carry that out, play without complaining, still be able to show up and hit big shots, that's next level. So I'm super proud that they retired his jersey. Great thing for him. The third would be Allen Houston. Allen Houston didn't win a lot, but boy, he could fill it up. A little bit of lack of talent, but as far as around him, I thought Wade Houston being able to bring him back in the fold, him playing for his coach, playing for his dad, that's a different thing to handle, man. Because you got to hear a lot of scrutiny about your pops, whether it be in the locker room, whether it be in the media, and you still got to go out there and show up. And he did that night in and night out. So that would be my third. My fourth, man, Ernie and Bernie show, just for him and Bernard King hooking up, I think it was different. And then anybody that had to go practice or play in Stokely Athletic Center, you're on a different level, man. Because when I say hot, I don't think people understand. Like, people falling out there in the gym, man. And they told to get up. Like, it's like, man, but them to go out there and represent. Ernie would be my fourth. The fifth one, I'm going to have to give it a tie. Between Zakai. Yeah. And him and Grant Williams, man. Like, what they've done for the program, along with Coach Barnes, but to be selfless as they are and never beg for the attention, just let your play go get the attention. Now, everybody's different. Everybody leads different, but those two guys right there, some special guys. So those two would be rounding out my top 5, man. I think we're going to miss the cat, boy. That's going to be a tough one. That's a tough one, man. I think it's going to be interesting to see how Coach Barnes is able to, this is the first time he hasn't had the plug in play. Like he had to redo his entire roster in a sense. You got your front court, but now you got to see really talking about fellowship, that culture, who all buys in, and how these guys get together and get going. So it's gonna be interesting to watch. Thank you. That's it. That's right. That's right. Pouring my heart out up here. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Now, anybody else have anything? Well, I like to say, man, I appreciate you guys, man. I got a lot of funny stories. I will say this. There was a guy that wrote a book. The guy that wrote a book, a North Carolina fan. I'm trying to think who sent it to me. The man wrote a book, and he brought my name up. Golly. I ain't going to be able to think who it was, but in the book, I wish I could read it to you. In the book, he said something similar to Ron Slay was in the tunnel. This is before we played North Carolina in the Sweet 16. And they put us in the tunnel again together. Like, I don't know why people keep doing that. Like, so the game ahead of us ran over a little bit. It was Tulsa and someone. But North Carolina, and I mean, we are in a breezeway from about here to there. We're in Austin, Texas. They're on that side of the wall. We're right here. And so I'm standing here, and I'm like, it's about 5 minutes go by. We don't go out there on the floor. And I'm like, man, why is it so quiet? Like, I understand everybody focused, but like, we not supposed to say nothing to them. We getting ready to play them. Like, this is not the way I act. I don't do this. So I tell them, man, I tell you what. It's quiet too, boy. I tell you what. If you play football, you ain't got no business out here. Guy standing next to me look at me like I'm crazy. I'm looking at him like he crazy. Now, this man just walked into the NFL Hall of Fame. It's Julius Peppers. I was a little ignorant now. I didn't watch North Carolina play football. I knew what Tennessee looked like. I grew up with John Henderson. I grew up with a big guy. Now, you ain't nothing. Man, let me tell you something. We went out there on that court, and we had them, y'all. We had them. I've never had anybody block a hook shot. I got Brandon Haywood, who's 7'1", on my back. They give me the ball, pound the ball, boom, pound the ball. I got him in the boom boom room. It's showtime. Turn around to shoot my hook, and this man, Julius Peppers, comes from the weak side, jumps over Brandon Haywood and knocks my shot into the stands. And I look and I say, wow. And you play football. This is what we doing out here. But the guy said, man, he was the mouth of the South, and it kept going. And I looked at it as a compliment. For you to think of me 25 years later, I appreciate it, my brother. You put me in your book. That's pretty cool. I did run into Phil Ford, who's a North Carolina great. I was working out with the Bobcats. They were the Bobcats before the Hornets. So I'm working out with them. And Phil Ford said the same thing. Him and Larry Brown, they were walking down the steps getting ready to go to practice. And he said, man, why were you talking so much? I said, Coach, what am I doing out here? So you do a great job communicating. Bingo. You're exactly right. So why wouldn't you? What else did you expect? It's just good when I'm on your team. You don't like it when I'm not on your team. It's as simple as that. But it was some good battles, man. I met a lot of friends on the road playing against these teams. But man, it was some great times, man, in Tennessee. I traded it all to go back, do me 4 more years, man. I appreciate you guys for having me. Hope it was informative, a little bit of entertainment. Y'all keep fellowshipping, and y'all give these doctors a round of applause, and every doctor in the building.